Hey guys, I'm re-recording this because literally my audio sucks. I kind of had to learn it the hard way, but I guess it's a good thing because and the other thing I talked for like 30 minutes and I was kind of rereading certain things or saying certain things, so I just wrote down in a note. So like the reaction probably really short, but I'm just gonna talk about it. Really, Star Wars. Okay, the first thing I liked is like the intro music. Every single time you get the intro music, it's different. It's like similar like theme, but it's different. And I like how this one was like every single, you can say like the theme is like foreshadowing what's happening or what's gonna happen, right? Or the feeling of the episode. And I like how this was like, it felt like with all the orchestra is kind of like warming up. It kind of felt like we're like all like kind of like not together in a way. When I listened to it, I was like, oh, that's like gonna tell us about the episode, how it's like all this entanglement, and it's like, oh. The second part I like is with Mon Mothma and her husband. It's like how they're talking about gambling thing, and how like they're like the pilot or guy is like listening to it, and you're like, my mom said like, something I didn't think of, but she said like, what if they were doing that on purpose? And I was like, because when I was like listening, I was like, Mama, you should have this conversation with your husband like after the fact. You should probably do it in your home. Next one I liked in the camera stuff, 10:52, when Cinta is looking at Val. Like when the audience, when we look at something, like it's like this, like there's like a box, right? There's like a box and there's like a box. If a character is here and we switch to another one and the character is there, like it's gonna take us time to like look at this box, because we can only focus on a box at a time, right? Like you see a character and then react to it and you switch to a different like next scene and it's like right there, so it's like a more jump scare because you already were focused on there. So Cinta's on one side and we switch to the next scene and then Val's on the other side, so we the audience really have to look like that, look at Val, showing the distance. Like you feel the disconnect as an audience too. And I love when we saw Cassian like at the wall, like where his father is. Like when we get like a flashback, it's all like, it's like from like Cassian's right here, we don't really see his face, we see like behind him, and everything is like, I guess, in like shallow focus mostly, like everything is blurry like outside of it, and that feels as like an accurate representation of memory, because when you remember something, it's not going to be like a VR thing where you put it on, it's like 360 degrees, like every single thing you remember. Even like the color correction is like more like downgraded, right? The color. We see good Cassian like smiling because remembering when hair claims people don't look down to where they should. They don't look down, they don't look past the rest. But Lucid in this club, let's go. I like the part like I like when Cassian's like talking to his friend, like the lighting of it. I like how Cassian's friend like literally told like what Marva said. It's like Cassian, you can see the fire and everybody's like, it's too late for that. And I love the ambience of Star Wars 2146 around there, like you just hear the ambience of Star Wars. I mean, it's cool just hearing like the sound design of it. I like how we get like a semi POV from like Cassian, like how when Cassian's looking at through like the wall thing, and we go back to the Empire side, and we look at it, and it's like, I don't know, I really like that where we get like a semi POV shot. We like kind of like see where Cassian's looking at, and then we cut through that part, and then the Empire looking at like over there. I also like the fact that the funeral march and Marva like speaking becomes the soundtrack. It becomes it's literally, it's like when episode, I forget which one, like One Way Out, when Kino like his like talking became part of the soundtrack. You know, it's like Marva and the funeral track like became part of the soundtrack. When we go to a different character, like we still hear it. It's like it's part of it, but it's in the universe. But it's like part of the soundtrack. It's so cool. But I like the fact that like when we cut to like the Empire, it becomes more quieter. It's like more in the background. But when we cut like Cassian's like like it is a little bit quieter, but like you feel it. You feel it, bro. You feel it. I love like all the things where like each character is like looking at each other in a way when we cut to like a different person. I like how when they're Bix and Cassie was looking like or listening and or looking at like Marva stuff, like Bix was like the camera, like the character was looking at this way, and we cut to Cassie and was looking at this way. They were kind of like looking at each other. I really like that because they're both, you know, behind closed wall as well. I don't know. I don't think Bix can really see it because like the glass is really like weird, but like he can still listen to it, and then Cassian can really he can really look at it and he can listen to it. So it's like I like that contrast. When do you show like the explosion thing? Like as in like we the audience know that explosion is going to happen. We know it's gonna happen because we saw like literally the first scene we saw getting built. We had this tension like rising even in like the background, and we see the funeral march and Marva. Like we have this dread of like explosion is about to happen. See, if we didn't just show that, there would be less tension, right? But you show that in the beginning, so it's telling the audience, hey, this thing is getting built. There's gonna be an explosion. We have. So it's like, ah! When the explosion literally happened, there was literally no soundtrack. It was literally like, and it kind of did feel like a war film more when there was an explosion because the camera is like more low to the ground, and that's kind of tend to like be in a lot of war film with the camera. Like we literally said like, I forgot it's the series. Like it was literally low to the ground. It was literally like we were with like the character, like literally low to the ground, like. And I like how we went to like Dedra, the camera was like on the bottom and we were getting like shaky movements to like feel what the character's feeling like Dedra, even though she's on Empire, so we still feel bad for her, right? So it's like, but the camera movement made it feel so we were like in it more, like we were on the ground with her and it was like really shaky, and then we saw like the pew 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 thing and we were like tracing that, so we knew to pay attention to that. The next scene is I like this Luthen, and we get a POV, but not like a visual POV, we get audio POV. I really like it. It was like really muffled, and we just see like him standing there, we just see him like looking at the, you know, looking at Ferrex. I really liked it because in another episode in the Clone Wars, season 3, episode 14, I'm like, yeah, that's just a Mandalore. We had the similar thing where like, and like, and it was like really like staticky, and like the ear was like that really high-pitched noise, or you get like an audio POV. I think my favorite scene and my favorite shot out of all this episode is the last shot. Like, why is that? Because the contrast to episode 4 is Luthen right now going to the field. It looks like in Japan like rice field. Now it's Andor voluntarily coming in to say, hey, I want to join the rebellion. I want to join the fight. And I like how the contrast is on episode 4, Andor and Luthen was on this side, right? This is Andor, this is Luthen, and they're on this side. And Luthen was like, hey, join the rebellion, join the rebellion. And now they're on this side. Andor is here, and Luthen is here. And Andor's like, hey, I want to join the rebellion. Like, they're on different side of the ship. Previously, Andor was like, Luthen was like, you should join. And now Andor's like, no, I won't join. And I like that contrast. I don't know if I'm looking into it. Even though it's the exact same similar shots, you have a totally different feeling because of what happened. And I really like that. It was like kind of like in episode 3, right? Where we saw younger Cassie and older Cassie going on the phone or in the Marva ship. But that was like literally telling audiences side by side. Like, but here it's like, I don't know, I just really love it. It's just like so cool. So I really like that shot. The last shot though, but the last shot was like, ah! I did see a photo of it, but still I was like, ah! It was really amazing. Star Wars Andor episode 12. Remember he wanted money? Don't say anything, bro. You know, I had like a dream that it was SpongeBob, but it was really weird. It was like everyone was role playing except for me, and I had no idea that was literally a dream. Privacy. Yeah.
You're gambling again.
Nonsense. Obi-Wan said this. Aww. Is that a boom shot?
Andor's mother was a past president.
I want them alive! Whoa, no. Is that legal activity? I see. Aww.
When the day comes, those two.
Oh no 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 no. Oh. Oh. Let's go Andor. I love the outfit. Hey.
Want him alive? They'll find him and we'll kill him.
Oh, little alien. Oh, whoa. Ooh. Trying to learn more film stuff, you know. 'Cause I love film. Oh. Oh, that's where Andor's at. I love that zoom in. Oh, it's you. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, I love this. Like the muffled noise is just Star Wars is really good if it's a piece of junk, so Cassie's not gonna be into that reason. It's like where we started again. Different feeling. Whoa. Whoa. That shot right there. Like whoa. Whoa. I guess my new closing is don't forget to always love yourself. Bye-bye.